This mysterious Facebook whistleblower revealed her identity last night on 60 Minutes, and the mainstream media is in full court press now, putting her on a pedestal. It's all a plot to slam conservatives as hateful. Do not believe for a second that this even hurts Facebook. This, quote, whistleblower is accusing Zuckerberg and company of choosing money over safety, she says, for, quote, not censoring hate and misinformation enough. Well, that alone is designed to take the wind out of conservatives in Congress who rightly claim the censorship is unfair, oppressive, and even illegal. So what's her answer to this? Call on the federal government to pass even more laws. Of course, these laws won't put Facebook in a bind. They will be laws designed to put you, the patriot, in jail for whatever you post. This all comes, of course, by design, right before she's set to testify in front of Congress this week. It's another fake news smoke and mirror show. Watch how she conveniently blames her former employer, Facebook, for January 6th because they didn't censor enough.
They told us we're dissolving civic integrity. Like, they basically said, oh good, we made it through the election. There wasn't riots. We can get rid of civic integrity now. Fast forward a couple of months, we got the insurrection. And when they got rid of civic integrity, it was the moment where I was like, I don't trust that they're willing to actually invest what needs to be invested to keep Facebook from being dangerous.
Dangerous from conservatives. They never once mentioned Black Lives Matter 60 Minutes, did, for burning down auto zones, rioting across city to city, all planning it on Facebook. But they sure as heck showed conservative groups. She just gave away the game here. This is all about politics, and it has nothing to do with protecting people. And just hours after this whistleblower pops out of nowhere, both Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp go dark for 7 hours today in a global outage with no explanation. Facebook owns all three of those outlets. Well, it cost CEO Zuckerberg billions as the stock plummeted and ad revenue on Facebook went to zero. Well, I want to welcome in now my panel. Spokesperson for Turning Point USA and host of Politics, Alex Clark, is here. Also with us, Grammy Award-winning singer Kaya Jones. Alex, Kaya, great to see you both.
Thank you.
All right, Alex, let me start with you. First off, the outage. What do you make of what happened today? And do you think Facebook shut it down on purpose? Was it a hack? What are you hearing? You're big on social media. Tell me.
Well, I am pretty big on social media, but unfortunately there wasn't very much today. I will say that here at the Turning Point USA office, all of us who have shows on social media, were all really freaked out by, the correlation between this woman coming out, blowing this whistle, so to speak, and everything going dark today. That is weird. There's definitely something going on more than meets the eye, and I have said for months now, you have got to be kidding yourself if you do not see that our real government right now is big tech. And they're going to try to do everything they can to cover their tracks as somebody is starting to expose what their intentions are.
Yeah, well, I've learned along my many years, Kaya, that there's no such thing as coincidences. And the whistleblower, the shutdown, Newsweek was the only mainstream outlet, if you want to call it that was reporting a hack and saying that there was 1.5 billion Facebook users' information being sold on the dark web. They're the only one really reporting that's more mainstream than others. Kaya, what do you think is at play here with this outage?
I think they're trying to cover their tracks. I mean, let's be honest, all of us that are conservative on social media have dealt with massive interference for a long, long time. I mean, I've lost an estimated 1 million followers. So my numbers don't move on social media. So as far as I'm concerned, they're covering up anyone that is going to file suit, because I think the suits are coming, and as we know, President Trump's going after that as well.
Yeah, it sure seems like they're covering some, especially with the outage today. Facebook's official stance is we don't know how it shut down. I don't believe them. Which brings us to this whistleblower, Alex. I want to play a soundbite. I actually believe this whistleblower, I think this is all part of the game. She's going to go into Congress and say, oh, what are you talking about, Republican senators and congressmen? They weren't censoring enough. Listen to Scott Pelley describe what this whistleblower is declaring.
She says evidence shows that the company is lying to the public about making significant progress against hate, violence, and misinformation. We estimate that we may action as little as 3 to 5% of hate and about 0.6% of violence and incitement on Facebook, despite being the best in the world at it.
Alex, I think 60 Minutes duped so many people. This is about going after conservatives here. What do you think?
Well, the first part I agree, Grant, but I believe the second part. I also want to know how much money Facebook is making by partnering with big pharma vaccine distributors. I think that this part of the story, talking about how they do care more about profit than morality, they care more about profit than people, is true, especially the part of this entire expose where we find out that Facebook knows that they are contributing to the skyrocketing amount of teen girls who are suicidal and suffering from body image issues and mental health issues, and they ignore it because they are in it for money at the end of the day, not the people. If you've watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix...
Go figure, Alex. This is the first time you and I disagree, because I don't think it's Instagram's place to be worried about what the posts are. And if they hurt girls, I'm sorry about that, but the parents ought to get involved, not Instagram. And so I do believe that this 3 to 5, give me a break, 3 to 5%, Alex, come on. There's no way. They censored you, they censored me, they censored Kaya. Kaya, where do you stand on this from what Alex just said?
I agree with you, Grant. I don't think that it is their place to police and system, and that's the problem, is they're policing and systemizing this entire orchestration of social media. It's become to a point where we have to now create other platforms for our voices to be heard. And so if you're allowing someone that's going to protest and get crazy online or anything that's pornographic, then what is the problem with being a patriot, a Second Amendment supporting Christian in this country? There is a problem with social media becoming dictatorship, and they're the ones really running this country.
No, you guys
Alex,
respectfully are missing the point. You guys are missing the point. The point is that this shows the double standard with them. Facebook tries to act like they are the moral police, and the point is that they're not. They're in it for the money at the end of the day. They're not in it for the people. They don't care about these teen girls. They don't care about any of these other social justice issues they claim. They're only in it for the money. So this exposes their fraud.
Except, Alex, and I agree with you on that, except what they do care about is censoring conservatives. And that's what the story was about there. Alex Clark, I appreciate you coming on. Always. A little disagreement's great between us, right, Alex and Kaya? Always great to see you. First time, Kaya, you're back real soon, I promise you. We'll see you guys later. All right, folks, Biden's border crisis unraveling now. We'll show the difference between open borders, Joe, and President Trump when it comes to catch and release. And the numbers are shocking.